Hey everybody, Dean Young, Home Tech. Hope everybody's enjoying their day. I have had a long, mentally challenging day. We quoted to inspect 10 apartments out of 17, but we ended up doing a few more, so about 13 or so total. And a lot of the things we were finding were repetitive stuff, and very bad area of that city we were in. And majority of the units we went in, people smoked, and the walls were like nicotine yellow, like dark, almost a yellowish brown nicotine sealing walls. The smell was overwhelming, like putting your face in an ashtray. It's kind of difficult at sometimes how to step out and get air, and I know I probably smell like an ashtray. Awful. So a lot of the same repetitive things were. A lot of condensation lines were backed up, causing water on the floor. Majority of the GFCIs at the kitchen, once they were tripped, they would not reset. The GFCI for the bathrooms the reset was located in the electrical distribution panel, which was good. Majority of every single unit that we went in had ceiling damage, stains from leaking, or falling texture. A couple we went in did have high moisture readings on the top levels, which would be the roof. Majority of all units had S-traps under the kitchen sinks. There was some that had S-traps under the bathroom sinks. There was 2 baths, one half downstairs, one full bath upstairs. Majority of all windows were painted shut. The exterior of the complex was recently painted, so they painted the exterior part of the windows so they won't open. Also, when they painted the cladding, which was wood, looks like T111, it appeared to me that they covered up, painted over a lot of damaged wood, which I had my probe stick, which is an extension pole, and I just left a mark all across this building, everywhere. There was soft wood where it hit the roof line. That was just all eat up there on the side. You could see it bubbled out. So they're covering up a lot of damage, and it had to have been known that it was that bad. The roof, 3-tap shingle. The pitch wasn't that bad, but it was 2 stories, pretty high up, and just all across the roof, front, and back, there were scattered popped up shingles in various locations, weathering front and rear, vent boots, weathered, gutters, a lot of seam leaks at the gutters, all the downspouts terminated without any extension. It was on a slab, but still just about 98% of all of the heat pumps were original from the early 80s. From what I've seen, about all of the air handlers in each unit was original from the 1980s. Let's see. Handrail to the stairwell was definitely not graspable. They had like a little post on the side, and then they had like a 2x4 as the rail. Not graspable. Majority, 98% again, of smoke detectors or smoke alarms were dated probably back to original or the mid 80s. They look like UFOs, old round, looks like flying saucers. A lot of them are just dangling, hanging down. They were as yellow as the nicotine. What else? Man, it was just so much. A lot. Well, just majority of every unit we went in, every single toilet was loose. The toilet tank and the toilet base and the tank were loose. Majority of all of them. We came across quite a few plumbing leaks underneath. A lot of them were from the faucet handles, or some were underneath the faucet, dripping down, coming down up under the sinks. Fungal growth. On the back of one wall, looked like fungal growth, where it just was running down the wall over and over and over and over. Man, what else? We didn't really look at a lot of the cosmetics, but like I said, a lot of the texture ceilings and stuff are water stained, water damaged, or showed signs of high moisture readings. Exterior, we prodded around the windows. They were pretty good. We called out sealant. They need sealant. Now around the doors, the door framing where the storm door is attached, majority, 60% have exterior damage, need to be replaced. So that's going to entail removing the storm door, putting in new wood, resetting the storm door. So that's going to be a project there. Whoever redoes the plumbing, about 17 units worth of S-traps. Water heaters, they were all concealed under the stairs with the screwed in planks. We were only able, some people had theirs opened up, which thought was pretty cool. Majority were covered up with furniture like TV, furniture, stored items, dressers, whatever, just covering all that up so you couldn't get access to them. Some dated 09 was when I saw, 2014 when I saw, 2018 I saw. They're just all different variations. I'm sure there's still some that we didn't see that are much older, especially the ones that have never probably even opened up. So I did did put my age statement because some are aged, especially the one to 09, and I know there's one's older than 09 in there. There's got to be, being with the air units, majority of the air units are still from the 80s, so I'm pretty sure, because I've seen a lot of corrosion on most of the water heaters that I did see. Most all of them were low boys. All the water shutoffs were concealed behind the wall, behind the water heater. If you ever need to shut the water off in an emergency, move this, move that, unscrew this, get in there behind this. Yeah, that'd be too. You're gonna have a flood. I would require everybody in there to have flood renter's insurance. I don't know if that would cover it. It should, but yeah, I mean, a lot. Looking at a lot. Just some of these units you go into were dreadful, dark, drabby looking, just the way some people live. I guess you live a certain way for so long, it's just normal. You don't notice anything. One unit we went in, the people, when I got up there, I got halfway up the stairs and I was like, oh my God. Corey was like, what, man? And I was like, that smell. And I got upstairs, there was a guy and some girl in the bed, which was weird. There was an older guy and a young girl, kind of weird. But they were sitting on the bed. And I was just like, man, the smell is just, how can people live like this? But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. They had plumbers out there, electricians and stuff, doing some stuff, looking at some stuff. I think there were separate issues that they were repairing or doing stuff while we were there. But again, I explained to the buyer's agent that what we done was a visual inspection, limited visual inspection, that we didn't get into every single unit. We got in the majority of the units. We were limited on access to things. We reported what we did see, and there's a good chance that it's in other units that we could not get to, and that there's probably things we didn't notate that we couldn't see or couldn't get to. Some units we couldn't even get in. So, stated my limitations the best I could. I went through everything with them. It's also documented in the report, and just told them, hey, you're definitely going to need an electrician. You're definitely going to need a plumber. You're going to need a roofer to really, really look at this roof. Another thing you're going to need is an exterminator, because the majority of the units that we went in, there were roaches. Some of them, you turn on the light and you see the roaches scatter. You see the little dots and stuff around receptacles and outlets and electrical stuff. Anything with the heat source, they like that. I don't know what it is. Something about heat sources. Roaches love heat. They love electrical stuff. And there was a lot of evidence of that. We went in one unit where the unit had flooded had flooded recently. There was still water on the carpet sloshing around. It was from a condensation line in her washroom. They were elevated up because of the air handler, old GE unit from the 80s. Condensation lines going through behind the wall, and yeah, it's just bad. When it hits a bathroom, it hits the living room, it hits the laundry room and the kitchen, because these are about 800 square foot units, but upstairs and downstairs. So about 4 and 4, I guess you'd say. Take out the space for the stairwell and stuff. But yeah, as far as attic access, there was no interior attic access. They were all at the end of the building. We did put a ladder up and open the hatch of one. It's at the end of the building, of the gable on the end. We took a peek. truss system, blown insulation, everything looked pretty good. But you know, like I said, there's been some roof leaks throughout, so I made a notation about that you know, there's definitely going to be some moisture damage sheeting somewhere throughout. It's got to be. There's no way, because of all the stuff we saw downstairs and upstairs. Yeah, so anyway, I think that's about it, man. I am tired. I am physically drained, and I hope I just have one for tomorrow. I'm thinking I do in Rockingham. Oh, I just done an inspection for this agent. He's a new agent too. He's already got me 2 in this same week, I believe. Well, no, it was last Friday. I believe it was last Friday. Let me see. That's there. That one was there. That one was there. That one was there. I thought there was another one in Rockingham. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So yeah, it's just been a mentally exhausting day, and we got our financial class tonight, and then we'll be working on this report from now until we go to our class, and then we come back. I'll probably finish it up and send it out. But I just want to make sure I cover everything to alleviate any further phone calls or anything like that. But yeah, I just told them, you know, I'm seeing what I'm seeing, and I'm seeing that you're going to need an electrician, you're going to need a plumber, you're going to need a roofer, you're going to need HVAC people, you're going to need to get quotes and prices on this stuff, because the majority of them air units, there's been some replaced, only a handful out of 17, and they're past their expected lifespan. So yeah, we're changing into an all new season, and when you change into an all new season, things may not function the way they did last year, especially being older. And what I've noticed, another thing is, I explained this to the buyer, is so they've got these original air handlers from the 80s, and they've got some of these new higher SEER rated Goodman heat pumps, and they're using them, and the line set sizing and all that's different, and there's just a lot you got to consider here. Them outside units that are replaced aren't going to last as long. I mean, the evaporator inside, everything's needing to match, and from the looks of whoever done maintenance there, it was all band-aids. It's like literally taking a band-aid and sticking it over a leaking pipe. I'm going to show you guys a picture of a drain that was still leaking, was wrapped in duct tape. The sink faucet in the same one had silicone all around it. Just the majority of these units was just patched, patch, like patched. Like, can you believe somebody paid somebody to work here to do this? Nah. Man, you gotta have ethics and work standards, and I don't know, man. Anyway, guys, if you need a home inspection, you know the number, 336-998-8185. You can book online at hometechnc.com. Again, 336-989-8185. You can book online at hometechnc.com. We'll always have the hometechnc.com address. We'll always have the hometechinspections.com, which that's a lot longer. That's why I tell everybody hometechnc.com. And whatever our new name is, we're going to come up with that domain too. And all it's going to do is it's just going to connect into kind of, I forgot what they call it now, redirect. It's going to be redirected to the Home Tech Inspections website, so people will understand it then. They'll see, oh, it's still Home Tech, okay. But just a little bit of a rebranding thing taking place. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Again, 336-989-8185, hometechnc.com.